Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Domestic Economic Data Preview for the week beginning Monday, the 2nd of December, 2019. Yes, we're into the last month of the year, ending Friday the 6th. Keep in mind, we're down to, let's just walk through, before we get into some of the charts and everything, let's just make sure we're on the same page about what's left this year with the holidays and everything else. So obviously we had a short week this last week with Thanksgiving. But we have a full week, 3 full weeks. And this is a good setup. This is actually a great layout for December. So you got the entire first week, the 2nd through the 6th, trading, no problem. The entire second week, the 9th through the 13th, no problem. The entire third week, the 16th through the 20th, that's going to be options expiration week. So you have 3 weeks, and the third week is the one that has that options expiration thing that can sometimes affect the markets, right? The following week is Christmas, and this is so if you're gonna if you what you really want in December is 3 great full weeks, right? No reason for people to be on vacation yet. It's about as laid out perfectly as you can get. Then, of course, after that you enter the holiday season and everything slows down. So what do we see after that? Monday's a full day on the 23rd. Tuesday's a half day for Christmas Eve on the 24th. Wednesday, the 25th, the market's closed, obviously. Thursday's a full day, Friday's a full day, but nobody's around that whole week. And we'll talk about the volume that week later, but that's how it always goes, right? And then you come back the next week, and guess what? Monday's a full day. Tuesday's a full day. It's New Year's Eve. It's a full day by rule. The last day of the year has to be a full day from a trading perspective. And then Wednesday, we're closed for New Year's Eve, and then 2 days, and then the year starts over, and we're off to the races. So it's an interesting look. I actually really like that layout for December. We'll see how it goes. Here's the ES front month futures contract, the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. Pulled back a bit on Friday for the half day. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll go to the intraday action. Crude oil was down 269 down to 55.42. So it's getting, we're in the back month of the year. We're at the lower end of a narrow range for the year. Crude oil has been fairly stable. It's not as cheap as it could be, but it's also certainly nowhere near as expensive as it could be. So we'll leave it at that. Gold up $9.60. The S&P cash therefore lost $12.65 on that Friday, the half day. NASDAQ 100 down 41.03. The SOX loses 19.07. Biotech's up $8.20. Russell 2000. So the biotech's were nothing really up. Russell 2000 was down $9.60. The VIX gains 87 cents. Gap up and go on the VIX. Remember, the VIX just doesn't belong down here. This is the worst when you see the VIX down near 11 and stuff. That's when the worst environment in the market occurs. The trend closes at 1.61. NASDAQ volume only 1.1 billion shares, but of course it's a half day, so we never count that. That doesn't matter. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ, negative 429. More stocks down than up. On the New York, negative 865. It's the worst in the month, but again, it was a half day. Could be meaningful, maybe not. There are a lot of signs that Black Friday wasn't that exciting. We'll see what happens. Google down $8.04. Apple down 59 cents off the highs. Netflix down $1.27. Amazon down 17.71, basically giving back everything from the day before. Tesla down $1.35. Facebook down 36 cents, but it's still near the highs of the year. Goldman Sachs down 35 cents. There's a 13 sell signal on the daily chart of Goldman. Don't forget about that. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down 30 cents. The Dow down 112. All right, let's look at the week, and we'll go to 10-minute candles so we can see it better. And just remember, this is with the holiday. I'm going to slide this. So that's, you see the back end of the prior Friday on the far left, the gap up Monday morning. So the gap up and push, right, and then flat. Tuesday, a flat opening and a small move up and closed there. So everything we did in the first 30 minutes was basically the entire day at the end. And then Wednesday, the gap up, flat, and then a little push up over lunch, and then dead flat. Nobody was around. The volume was horrible on Wednesday. Thursday, it's Thanksgiving. The futures are only open. Stock market isn't. Look at the volume. It's just open for a few hours. It's not even real. And then Friday, the gap down from Wednesday's close and headed a little bit lower. So, the week was a gain. A big piece of it was the gap up Monday morning, which was untradeable, and then you go from there. The Nasdaq side, pretty much similar. And look at the 13 sell signal on the 10-minute chart is the high of the week. I mean, you can't make that up. All right. So in terms of economic data that's coming out in the week ahead, let's get a quick look at that. Monday, we got the final manufacturing PMI and ISM manufacturing PMI, construction spending. Tuesday, we've got the Ward's total vehicle sales at some point. Wednesday, the ADP non-farm employment change, final services PMI, ISM non-manufacturing PMI, crude oil inventories. Thursday, OPEC meetings. Okay, great. Challenger job cuts an hour before, 2 hours before the bell. Trade balance an hour before the bell, along with the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers. Factory orders 30 minutes into the market. Natty gas an hour in. And then on Friday, an hour before the bell, the unemployment change numbers or the employment rate, preliminary University of Michigan sentiment, and wholesale inventories 30 minutes in. So that's the week ahead. That's the first week of December. Obviously, this market has not been exciting. The VIX being down where it is just devastating. Hopefully something can happen still here in December. We'll see what we get. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.